So you're scrolling through Zillow.com or Realtor.com, trying to look at houses. It's midnight. You got a pint of ice cream sitting next to you. Don't deny it, I know it's sitting there. There's just not a lot on the market. If there is stuff on the market, it's like from the 1970s, it's a time capsule, or it's like super expensive. So what we're gonna dive into today is where's the inventory here in Maine and what's going on. So real quick, before we jump into the nitty gritty, I'm Doug Schauf. I'm a realtor here with the Make Maine Your Home team over at Remax Oceanside. And hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell to notify you. We come out with episodes every week. We do some great stuff, not just about real estate, but just about the state of Maine. A lot of cool areas, fun things. We laugh, we cry, we play hockey, we sell real estate. It's a lot of fun on this channel, and we'd really feel honored if you hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell. So thanks for watching. So what's really going on with inventory and the housing crisis that we have? I mean, while, over the last year or so, inventory has been getting a little bit better, it's still nowhere near normal. Supply and demand is really what it's all about. The housing market is short by 4 to 5 million homes. We're missing whole neighborhoods year over year. Inventory has dropped 40% over the last few years. Redfin reports that homes for sale in Maine are disappearing faster than lobster rolls at a lobster truck in a festival. I don't know if that's an exact quote, but we're throwing it in there. So yes, inventory is way down. Now, why is that happening? First thing we want to talk about is the pandemic effect. In 2020, suddenly everybody wanted to move here. When COVID hit, Maine, numbers were low. It's nice here. The internet access is really kind of great, especially in southern Maine. So everybody just wanted to come here, and it really just like the housing market went boom. It's open space, less traffic, all that kind of stuff. It's peace and quiet. That's why everybody came here. Remote work is still, a lot of people are still coming here because of remote work. So Maine became a dream for the Zoom warriors. Maybe while your coworkers are in Manhattan, you're drinking coffee, looking at Casco Bay or views of the Casco Bay. It's awesome. Aging housing stock. This is really interesting information. I don't know if I actually knew this, but according to the U.S. Census Bureau, 50% of Maine homes were built before 1970. Now, I know there's a lot of older homes here in Maine. We are an older state, and there's a lot of issues with that. And the biggest issue is they need a lot of updates, a lot of updating. It may or may not come with like a ghost in the attic. When houses need lots of updates, it just makes it more difficult for it to work for somebody who doesn't have the resources to fix those things up. Another thing to consider is local resistance to new developments. I mean, we need more housing, but a lot of people often ask, like, why aren't we just building more houses? Well, it's a little complicated. In Maine, towns, there's local pushbacks for new housing developments. When new housing developments come out, a lot of times people are like, hey, I don't want that in my backyard. And I understand that. If you have a nice private area and you don't want a development back there, I get it. But oftentimes there needs to be that balance. There's pressure on local officials. Residents encourage local council or planning boards to veto these new developments when they don't want it in your backyard. And they're worried about overcrowding and straining on the school systems and local resources. Good real life example is, a proposed development in Scarborough was recently scaled back due to community pushback. Scarborough has a couple developments going on, but I think, a lot of the people are starting to be like, hold up. All right. So here's an interesting stat to back up exactly what we're talking about. Maine ranks near the bottom in new housing construction per capita compared to other states. So you can see when Maine is like restrictive on that, the new housing isn't coming, unfortunately. A lot of towns are working on it, but it's not here now. So while we all love the charm of small Maine, sometimes that charm keeps the housing market frozen like the Kennebec River in January. We're going to flip the script a little bit, talk about buying a house. Like, we're talking a lot about lack of inventory, but, I thought we would throw out some tips to help you and give you some more information around purchasing a home when there's low inventory. Because a lot of people want to live here. We've done a lot of videos about Maine. You can check them all out on our channel, of course. But, quality of life. It's basically an outdoor paradise here in Maine. It's really awesome. Not much traffic. Low crime. We got tight-knit communities, a lot of like farmers markets and all sorts of things going on in every community around Maine. Again, check out some of those videos. So some of the challenges buying something here in Maine, not just inventory, is, high prices and lower wages. Maine's median home price is now $360,000. That's going to vary, area by area in the state of Maine. I mean, here in southern Maine, there's spots that are much, much higher. But also, wages haven't quite caught up. So it is tough out there to purchase a home financially. We can help you out and talk through those things, but it is tough out there. Winters aren't for the faint of heart. We do have winter up here. Heating costs that can make you cry, and you just want to be prepared for that, especially if you're moving up here from an area that winter isn't a big deal. All right. Competitive market. In some areas, the market is still very, very hot. A good house priced right hits the market. Chances are you might see multiple offers. Don't get me wrong, you might not see 40 offers like we did a few years ago when it was pandemic effect. We are still seeing a very competitive market out there in certain areas. So be mindful of that. But those are some challenges that we have when you're purchasing a home here in the state of Maine. Now, this might sound like a ton of information about the real estate market here in Maine, and I understand that, but we are here to help you out. Again, I'm Doug Schauf with the Make Maine Your Home team over at RE/MAX Oceanside. Thank you so much for watching the channel, but I am a realtor, and we're able to help you out. If you are considering moving here, or if you have questions about specific areas, obviously we have a lot of videos about different areas, but feel free to reach out. All of our contact information is in the description. You can call us, send us an email, check out our websites, just get in touch with us. We would love to talk to you, and we'd feel honored helping you purchase your home here in the state of Maine. So we talked about how the market can be very competitive, and it can be. Some quick tips on how to compete in those scenarios. Get yourself pre-approved. If you need to finance it, if you can't pay cash for a home, most people can't, and you need to go get a mortgage, get pre-approved. Sit down with a lender. We can refer you to a couple and talk to them. Get your finances in order. Work with a local realtor. Give us a call. We're happy to help you out. We can kind of help you guide through this whole process. We can help you compete in this market. You got to be flexible, depending on what your financial scenario is and all that stuff. You don't want to be looking at the high-end houses if you can't afford it, or if you're looking at an area that you can't afford. You want to be flexible on where you can be. We can talk to you about different areas that would probably work for you based on your lifestyle. Think about off-market homes. Sometimes the perfect home isn't listed, and that's where strategies come in to find those homes, and we can help out with that as well. So overall, yes, inventory is low. There are some challenges out there, but finding a home can feel very daunting and hard, and it is tough, but living here is totally worth it. We'd love to hear from you again. If you have any questions, comment below. And remember, if you make Maine your home, you don't have to do it alone. Hey, come here. Hey, YouTube thinks you're going to like one of these videos, so click on it and let me know what you think. And remember, come back again soon, because we do a video every Friday.